let's walk you through my Know Your Numbers worksheet. The objective of this sheet is for you to be aware of where your money is going. This is going to look completely different for each and every one of you. There is no right or wrong. It's just simple maths. Money in versus money out. If you have more money going out than coming in, then we have a problem, okay? If you have surplus funds at the end of each month, that's fantastic. And there are lots of ways that you can make that extra money work for you. Let's start with your monthly income. So we need to add your monthly income from all sources: wages, self-employed income, side hustles, government subsidies, etc. Even if you're getting some board from the kids. I've used some averages here for an Australian family, mum and dad, 2 kids. We have dad earning 80K per annum, so that works out monthly to be $6,000, and mum is earning 50K per annum with $4,166 per month. This gives us a total income for the family household, $10,832. Let's talk about your expenses. This is where you do need to do a little bit of work, okay? But it's not rocket science. It doesn't have to be perfect and it doesn't have to be complicated. We simply want you to write down as best you can the amount of money you think you spend on these items for the month. This form is completely customizable, meaning you can change any of the cells here and type in whatever you would like. This is just to give you an example of some of the expenses that could be relevant for you and your family. The easiest ones to start with will be the direct debits or your fixed expenses, because usually they are the same or similar each month or quarter. Here is a high-level example of a run-through to fill out your expenses. So here's one I've prepared already for an average family living in Australia. Please note, these are estimated figures only. Do not copy these figures or compare these figures. They're completely made up. Average monthly mortgage, $4,000 per month. Now we want to be able to fill out this monthly figure. This is why it's highlighted green. You will notice that there's some formulas for weekly amounts and quarterly, but to be able to get your monthly figure, if it's weekly, we're going to say $500 per week multiplied by 52 weeks divided by 12. That's going to give you your monthly amount. General insurance, phone and internet, TV streaming and subscriptions. So this might be things like Netflix. Moving down the page, we've got some travel expenses, loan repayment for the car. We may have a couple of cars in here, insurance, public transport, Ubers, tolls, and estimated running costs for rego, etc. Down for education and health expenses. You may have some kids in private schools or public schools, university fees, childcare fees, private health insurance, medical prescription, doctors, wellness, anything that you can think of that you guys are paying for. We know that you have fixed expenses, bills that you must pay to keep the roof over your head. I like to separate these into 2 groups: fixed expenses and weekly spending. I like to view your weekly spending or intentional spend as guilt-free money. It's the things you need to buy, like groceries, food, or fuel, on a more regular basis that your monthly or quarterly bills, like rates and insurance. So your weekly spending amount is included in your monthly expenses total, but it's spent weekly. My clients are expected to spend all of this every week, and this money is going to be aligned to your values and priorities. So there's no right or wrong answer for your weekly spend. Every family is going to have a different amount here. Now, depending on your results here for your total monthly spend, typically we would like to see that there's surplus here, meaning that you have money left over at the end of the month. So at the top of our sheet, we have a little calculation: income versus expenses. We've got $10,832 coming in, and we've got $9,591 going out. giving us a surplus of a potential $1,200 per month, which is fantastic. This means we can then look to see how that extra money can work for you. You may have some credit card debts or loans that you want to get rid of. You may even be able to use these funds to potentially pay off your home loan quicker. This is the ideal income. And if you don't have a surplus, don't worry. It just means three things. You either need to cut back on some expenses or find ways to save money that you haven't thought of yet. Trust me, there are lots of easy ways to do this. Or you need to earn some extra income, get a second job, side hustle, or even sell some unused or unwanted items around the house for a bit of extra cash. Or you need to book a call with me. So guys, the intention of this sheet is to really give you some clarity over where your money is going. Money in versus money out. It doesn't have to be overcomplicated. We like to keep it really simple. A simple spreadsheet is the easiest way for you to keep a track of what you're spending and what's coming in. So really, guys, this is the best way for you to know your numbers. We can work through this quite systematically. You can go back through some old bank statements and things like that if you need to. Most of your fixed expenses, you're probably going to know the amounts anyway. And if you're not sure, you can take some time to do those averages over a 4-week period or a 3-week period so that you can get an idea of what you're spending. This doesn't have to be exact. It is going to be fluid, and no two families have the same income or expenses. So there's no right or wrong with regards to what it should or shouldn't be. I've literally just put some examples in here to run through to show you how the sheet works. But it's as easy as just going down every single cell, popping in what you can, changing some of the wording if you need to, so that it fits your family, and popping in all your expenses. Now, I do understand that some of you are going to have business expenses as well. You can certainly copy the sheet and do exactly the same process for your business to make sure you know what's coming in and what's going out of your business. You could potentially contact your accountant and ask them for a printout if you're using Xero or MyOb or something similar. They should be able to give you an idea of what your monthly expenses are with regards to those business expenses. So have fun with it, guys. It's really not meant to be hard or complicated at all. It's just giving you an idea of what you're spending your money on, where it's going, so that then you can establish some areas where there potentially might be some overspend, and areas that you might need to cut back on. Just having that awareness of where your funds are going, what you've spent on, and potentially where you can make some improvements so that we can have this wonderful surplus left over that we can use that money for good things, to create wealth, to pay off debt, and give you a little bit of peace of mind, and reduce the overwhelm. The less you need to worry about this, and the more you can have it ticking along on autopilot, the better you guys are going to feel. And it's one less thing that you have to worry about. Good luck. Have fun filling out the sheet. And again, let us know if you need any help or if you've got any questions.